Everybody say hi, 8th period.
Stop.
Oh, whatever.
Bye.
That was Marcus. Hi, 8th period. These are notes for section 5-6. I told them it's going to go kind of fast, I hope, because we've done some of this stuff before. So, we are solving, and the wonderful thing today is no graphs. No graphs today. We are just solving stuff. Okay? So, solving radical equations. What do I mean when I say radical? What is a radical? What is a radical expression, a radical equation? Do you know what a radical symbol is? One of these. This is a radical, okay? That's a square root symbol. That's a radical symbol, okay? So, anytime you're solving radical equations, you're solving stuff involving square roots, cubic roots. I think we get to like a fourth root also. It's the same procedure, you just take it to the fourth power, right? Okay? So radical equations are going to involve that. Okay, the very, very most important thing that I want you to do is right here, step number 1. Underline, circle, star, box, whatever. Okay? That is the very, very, very most important step when you are solving radical equations, is you have to get it by itself on one side of the equal sign. From there, it's very easy. Okay? So, step number 1 is the most important step. Everything kind of just falls into play from there. So, example 1, I have this thing. Here's my equal sign. I'm going to put a little arrow next to him so that we can identify him. The radical. Where is the radical and what is the radical? Yes, the x plus 2. Is he by himself? No. What is invading his space? 4. How do I get him to the other side? Then we have to subtract the 4. That's all we do. The square root of x plus 2 equals 3. Now, is the radical isolated? Yes. Like isolate means by itself. Yes. So now I can just solve. How do I get rid of a square root? Yeah, take it squared. So it's kind of the inverse. If I had like x squared equals 4, I think I talked about this yesterday. X squared equals 4, to solve him, I would take the square root. Well, if there's already a square, like the square root of x equals 2, I would square both sides, right? So you square it to get it to go away, all right? So on the right side, I have 9, right? 3 squared is 9. It's not 6. 3 squared means 3 times 3, 9. And what is on the left side? Just x plus 2. It kind of like falls out of there. This piece, like the square root and the square, just go away, x plus 2. Then, minus 2, x equals 7. Beautiful. Easy enough? Okay? Very, very most important step, though. You've got to isolate the radicals to get everything to the other side that is not already attached to them. Yes? Okay. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to get rid of, this is what I'm going to get rid of. Get rid of that guy. Okay? I'm not going to give you ones that are that hard. Okay? So, x minus 12 equals, or square root of x minus 12 equals 2. I will give you 30 seconds. Go. Try this one by yourself. Try part B by yourself. Okay? Get rid of that stuff. Try part B by yourself. Go. I will give you a head start and then I'll start. Try part B by yourself. Go. Okay? Try part B by yourself. It's easier than part A actually now. But I've gotten rid of that other stuff. All right. Okay, what do you do first? What do you do first? Is the radical isolated? Yes. So you square it. Okay? The square and the square root go away. X minus 12 equals what? 4. Then? Plus 12. X is? Beautiful. You did it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's that. All right. Example 2 is going to be tougher, so you're going to have to listen to this. Example 2 is a little tougher. And what the heck does that stuff even mean on example 2? Okay. Let's make it unfuzzy. Okay, hold on. What does this thing mean right here? What's the 1/3 power mean? What is the 1/3 power mean? Okay, this is what this means. Okay? Anytime you see the 1/3 power, like x to the 1/3 power, write this off to the side, that just means the cubic root of x. Okay? x to the 1/2 power is the square root of x. Now we could put a 2 there if we wanted to, but most of the time, like square root, you don't need the 2, right? What about x to the 1/4 power? Is the 4th root of x, right? Okay? All right? Does that make sense? So what we're going to do is to start with, we're going to rewrite the 1/3 power as the cubic root, and then it's all going to be fine and dandy from there. Now, what stuff is underneath of the cubic root? What about the 2? The 2 is out in front, okay? The 2 is not inside the parentheses, so the 2 goes out in front. And then my cubic root is just the 6x minus 3, yeah? Okay, what about the minus 4? Is that underneath also? No, the minus 4 is on the outside. Equals 0, okay? So rewrite them like this, and then it makes it a little bit easier to think about solving, okay? Here's my equal sign, right here. And I want to isolate the radical. That's the very most important step, the whole thing, okay? The radical is the 6x minus 3. Is he by himself? No, what do you have to move? Okay, let's add the 4 first. Okay, so plus 4 plus 4. So I've got 2 cubic root 6x minus 3, if you write out all your work, equals 4. Okay, is he by himself? Still no. Still no. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Oh, I'm running out of room. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Okay, so I'm going to put him over here. The cubic root of 6x minus 3 equals 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2. Are we doing okay so far? Okay, now, the radical is isolated. My step number 1 is done. Okay, now I need to cube them, okay? If it's a cubic root, you need to cube it. Square root is squared. Cubic root is cubed. So 6x minus 3 is going to fall out of there. What is 2 to the 3rd power? 8. You betcha. Okay? Now, you just solve them like normal. I want to get the x by itself. I add the 3. 6x equals 11. Yuck. This is not going to come out nice, right? X equals 11 over 6. Leave it like that. You don't have to convert it to a decimal. It would be like 1.8 something maybe, right? But if you leave it as 11 over 6, okay? Sometimes you'll get answers that are not nice, and that's okay. You're kids now. That happens sometimes, right? Okay? Did you follow that? Was that okay? Anytime they have the fraction, change it to the radical symbol, okay? All right? Okay, going down to the next one. This is a 4th root. Okay, what value of n is the solution? I don't know why they're giving us multiple choice, whatever. Okay, is the radical isolated? No. No, what do you need to do? Add 6 plus 6. Okay, so I will still have the 3 there. 4th root, 2n plus 6 equals 6 is on the other side now. Okay, is my radical isolated? They're giving us a divide by 3 now, okay? Divide by 3, divide by 3, okay? The 4th root of 2n plus 6 equals 2. Okay, then you do the 4th what? 4th power. He's already the 4th root. We want to do the 4th power. And that makes him go away on the left side, okay? So 2n plus 6 equals, what's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? Oh, 16. Okay. All right. Okay. Minus the 6. 2n equals 10. Divide by 2. N is 5. So the answer is C. Okay, there we go. Was that really difficult? No. No? Are any of these really difficult? Okay. Good? Are we ready for the backside? Only one problem. Okay. All right, we are going to have to put this guy on a number line when we get done, so it's kind of a graph. No graphing, sorry, I lied. Number line, we have one number line graph, okay? But you solve it exactly the same. You treat this as your equal sign. This is my equal sign. Let me unfuzzy. There's your equal sign. Is the radical isolated? No. No, you need to minus 3. Subtract the 3 to the other side. Okay? The square root of 5x minus 10 is less than or equal to. Now, the same rules apply when you're doing like the inequalities, right? Inequality means less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. When do you flip the sign? Flip sign when multiply or divide by negative. Okay, did we multiply or divide by a negative? But it's a negative 3. We were subtracting, right? Okay, so it's equal, less than or equal to, what's on the right side? 5, okay, then what? You square it. My radical is isolated. I square it because this is a square root. And I square this side. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Okay? 5x minus 10 is less than or equal to 25? That's what she meant. What? Plus 10. 5x less than or equal to 35. Oh my gosh, you guys are so fast. Divided by 5 divided by 5. X is less than or equal to 7. Okay, you put. Oh my gosh. Okay, Kira's leading us. Are we doing okay so far? Did we get this far? X is less than or equal to 7. 7 goes in the number line. Is it an open or closed dot? How do you know that it is closed? This equal to symbol tells me it's closed. And which way are you going? Okay, now, just because you guys are smart, what does this solution mean?
X can be 7 or less.
Oh, that was beautiful. Marcus said it beautifully. Any number less than 7 can be plugged into this thing and work. Why is this? I don't want to take. Does that make sense? Any number less than 7 or equal to 7 will plug in there and it will work. Yes? Yes, yes? Okay, great. Hold on just a second. Just wait. What? Hold on. Go back to this problem. Don't shut the video off yet. Any number less than 7 I can plug in there and work. No. Well, let's say like negative. Let's say 1. I'm going to plug in there, okay? If I plug 1 in, 5 times 1 is 5 minus 10 is negative 5. What's the square root of negative 5? 2. So is it true that any number less than 7 will work? No. Oh, man. You caught it wrong. So what does that mean?
It has to be
in between.
Okay, hold on. Did you hear what Jason said? It has to be more than 2. He's saying there's another cutoff over here at 2 that it has to be bigger than. Okay? Now, why did he pick 2? 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. The square root of 0 is still fine. But if it's less than 2, like the number 1 that we just plugged in, that's bad. Right? Okay? So if you can't do that in your head, Jason did that in his head. 5x minus 10, if you set that equal to 0, and you add the 10 over, 5x equals 10. X has to be 2, right? So basically we're saying that it has to be bigger than 2 but less than 7, right? Okay? Bigger than 2 but less than 7. Can it be equal to 2? Should I put an open circle or a closed circle on 2? It can be or can't be? Can be. Can you take the square root of a square root of 0? Can you take the square root of 0? It is 0, right? You just can't take the square root of negative numbers. So we need to also take into consideration this thing. So I'm going to put a star by that, okay? Take that into consideration. Now, you only have to do this only when you're dealing with a square root. Why only when you're dealing with a square root? Like, let's say, not a cubic root. Why does this rule not apply when you're doing a cubic root? you can have a negative inside of a cubic root, yeah? Okay, so you don't have to do any fancy business when you have a cubic root, but when you have a square root, you do. Does that make sense? So put a little star by that when you're doing these on your homework assignment, if you have a square root and you have an inequality, you need to make sure that you're not going to end up with a negative number inside, right? And you have to figure out where that is, okay? You don't have very many of those, but whatever, okay? All right, here's what I want you to do. You go by really fast, but you're going to have quite a few problems, maybe. Okay, I'm going to put this on the video so that they can see. Skills practice. There is, I gave you lots of room, 1 through 12. I'm going to have you do all on 1 through 12 skills practice. Do all of those, okay? 1 through 12. You guys got time in class, okay? 1 through 12. On the back side, the ones where you have your inequality symbols are these guys. Just do this first column right here, okay? You can cross these guys off, okay? So odds on the back side, yeah? Okay? The only ones that you have to check are 17, 19, 21, 23, okay? Those are going to be the weird ones where you might have to check to see if it's going to be a negative, right? Like the problem that you just did. Okay? Otherwise, the rest of them are equal to. Yeah? Good? Okay? All right, I'm going to stop the video. Bye, 8th period.